Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Let's talk about an uncivilized mutt. We got a Texas state trooper who pushed a player coming out of the tunnel because he was mad that the home team was getting their heads beat in. Check it out. See how he instigated that? Let's run it again. It's really quick, but intentionally pushed him. He was mad because Buddy had just scored an 80-yard touchdown against Texas A&M. Family, if this uncivilized mutt is handling a player, the center of attention, where the game is being projected all around the world because of the internet. If he would do that in front of millions of people, knowing it's being recorded, imagine what he's doing when the cameras are not rolling. Imagine what he's doing out there on the streets, specifically the black people. Because I really do believe if that had been a white player, he would not have went inside of that tunnel intentionally to confront him. Yeah. And we all know if he hadn't had that badge on, if he didn't have that gun, them young bucks would have stomped a mud hole in his ass. We know that. He knows that. One of these days, fam, one of these days, it's going to come a time when you know what I'm talking about. One of these days. Yeah, so anyway, fam, the police department allegedly sent him home for the day. It was like, it's kind of like, it's almost like a kid who swore. A kid used a cuss word, so we sent him home for the day. No, that ain't enough. I've heard a number of people talk about how he needs to be fired. That's a good start. But that uncivilized mutt need charges brought against him because that was a clear assault. That was assault. And that uncivilized mutt should be charged. Had it been the other way around, and the player was frustrated that his team was losing, and he saw the home team cop standing around or walking through the tunnel, and he intentionally walked in his direction and shoved him. We already know assault charges would be filed right now. They'd be all over the internet and up in arms. Fox News would be having a ball with this. We know that for a fact. That uncivilized mutt needs to be taken off the force, and every single incident, every single traffic stop needs to be investigated that he was involved with. That's right. Every single traffic infraction, stop, charge that he was involved with needs to be investigated. Let's take a look at this uncivilized mutt one more time. Watch him. Here you go. Look at him. Look at that. You see how he spread his arms? That right there lets you know it's intentional. Because look, quite frankly, anybody could be just walking and not paying attention, right? You be walking, have your head down, not paying attention. But he was looking straight at those dudes, and as he walked through to let you know it was intentional, he did this. He raised his arms, like get out the way. So we know that was intentional. It's no way to defend it. Watch the uncivilized mutt. See that? It screams, I could have played D1. You guys aren't the only big, bad, tough, strong men on the field. I could have played D1 myself. You know, I took on two of you. I could take on two of you. Yeah, you really ain't taking on none of them, because if they really wanted to get at him, they would have tore his head off his shoulders. And he knows that. Yeah, he got to go, fam. The uncivilized mutt must be taught a lesson. He must be taught a lesson. LeBron James retweeted it, well, not retweeted it, but reposted it on social media, talking about dude needs to be suspended after brushing past the football players. I saw also that Deion Sanders had reposted it. And everybody seems, well, not everybody, but many of them seem to be shocked. Yeah, but this is definitely the work of an uncivilized mutt that needs to be tamed. And in fact, some uncivilized mutts don't need to be tamed. They need to be brought to heel. This uncivilized mutt needs to be brought to heel. He mad because his team was getting their heads beat in. So he decided to go and bump the opposing players. Where they do that at? I heard some people saying there must be a different vetting process to get a job in law enforcement in Texas. I don't know what some of y'all be thinking, but y'all act like crime and these type of uncivilized acts don't happen all around in the United States. If it didn't, that's where I would go. I would immediately move to your state. If it didn't happen in New York, I would move to New York. If it didn't happen in LA, I would move to LA, California. If it didn't happen in Illinois, I would move to Illinois. If it didn't happen in in Wyoming, if it didn't happen in Nevada, I would move to Nevada. It happens all over the United States. Y'all kill me with that. In the South, some of y'all are slow. Some of y'all got to be short bus window licking slow, because these uncivilized mutts are active all over the country. Y'all, you know what some of y'all remind me of? Some of y'all remind me of white folks who think badly of black folks. They already think badly of you. So if somebody black does something bad, they paint the whole picture with a broad stroke. They get everybody get the blame, right? That's how some of y'all act when y'all start pointing out situations that happen in the South. Y'all see something happen in the South, it's y'all pounce on the South, but when it happens somewhere else, it just happens. And you make your comments and everything, but you don't specify, man, it must be a special kind of vetting process in California. It must be a special kind of vetting process in New York. It must be a special kind of process, a vetting process in the Midwest or the East Coast or West. You don't say that. But when it happened in the South, because you have such a negative viewpoint of the South, and because slavery, was the place where, the South was the place where much of slavery went down at, and most enslaved people were basically stationed. Y'all jump right on it. You just jump right on in because you got those negative thoughts going all the way back to slavery, to Jim Crow, to segregation. As soon as something happened in the South, y'all start wagging your fingers. See that, the South, the South, the South. Meanwhile, somebody just got their head, an innocent person just got their head blowed off in your hometown, not just your hometown, in your neighborhood. But I digress on that. What say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.